My sister slept with my fiancé. We've always had such a good relationship, so finding out about this one hurt. She might as well have just stabbed me in my heart. On top of that, I've been with my fiancé since high school and we've always been with each other through thick and thin. We were going to get married in a few months. I have no idea why on earth they did this to me. What's even worse was that our mom knew, and out of fear of getting involved, my sister apparently begged her not to say a word. She didn't tell me anything. Thankfully, my dad wasn't having it and he spilled the beans to me. I've never been so angry in my life. Not only did I kick my fiancé out and throw out his stuff, some of it in the trash, but I decided to hurt my sister in another way. Why not do the same for my fiancé? Simple, she's my sister. We've always had a good relationship until she decided to ruin it months before my big day, which I allowed her to be a bridesmaid in. You don't do that to anyone, let alone your sister, your blood. My sister's big on gardening, so when she lost her dog, she made a garden for him. I knocked on her door. She didn't know that I knew, and of course I played nice. I moved on to what she did with my fiancé and I slightly damaged her garden. I honestly just crushed a couple flowers. Am I sorry? No, her excuse sent me over the edge. It just happened isn't a reason. Sleeping with my fiancé just happened like that, I guess. I told her I didn't want her speaking to me anymore and that I also didn't want our mom to speak to me. My fiancé won't say a word since I threatened to call the police if he ever went near me again. Yay, I made my sister cry and scream at me, but I genuinely feel like I should be the one crying. She knew how important getting married was to me and now I can't experience that. Pair that with the fact that I had to hear this from my dad, not my bum excuse of a sister or fiancé. Hell, even my own mother didn't say a word to me. It's like she lets my sister run her. Edit. Since many people keep bringing this up, I'm upset that I lost the relationship I've always put 100% into. I was excited to get married, of course, but then this news came out. It really hurt me. I didn't want to believe it at first. I almost thought my dad was pulling my leg. Later turned out to be true. I swear I have trust issues now. Edit number 2. Thanks again for all the suggestions. Y'all, it's helping me feel more confident in exposing them. I'm just a bundle of nerves right now because I know it's gonna hit the fan again. When I do so, I'll try my best to come up with an update. I mean, it's the least y'all deserve, haha. Last edit. When I say I decided to hurt her, it's because I kinda ruined something so meaningful to her. I feel like for most people, besides on here, that would be a bit far. That's just how I feel though. I understand it's not what you guys wanted, lol. Clearly worked a bit though since she thought I was so damn psychotic for that. Like I said, I don't feel sorry about hurting her that way. Edit. I found out my sister slept with my fiancé. I'm so tired. I'm sorry, lol. Hey everyone, seems like my other post has been deleted. Thanks again for the comments and support. I found out quite a bit. To start off, I did expose her and my ex to my story. I unblocked them both to tag them. I saved it and wrote it but added some other words of my own. My ex actually blocked me after he saw my story. I sent my Reddit post to my sister after. At the time, she didn't see, but I got a call from my ex's mom. She was furious about everything, but she asked me how I was holding up and if I've heard the news. My heart sank a little because I honestly couldn't bear to hear any more bad news. I asked her what she was talking about. She said, "So you haven't?" I said no and asked her to tell me. My sister's pregnant, apparently. He told her in an attempt to make her chill out on my sister. I didn't want to hear anymore, so I told her I needed to hang up the phone. Thankfully, she accepted because I literally burst into tears 2 seconds later. After 5 minutes of crying, my sister responded to my story and text with the Reddit post link. She was texting me in all caps begging me to take it down. If I wasn't so upset, I would have laughed a little, but I just sat there watching her blow up my phone. I got even angrier when she said, "I'm coming over and I'm telling mom that you're spreading my business online." Alright, you big baby. Still never responded though. I felt frozen. 30 minutes later, she's trying to break my door down, so I opened it in a fit of rage and I started screaming all kinds of things at her. She kept screaming at me to take it down and I told her that's gonna stay up for as long as I wanted to. She kept telling me she didn't deserve online hate and she even tried telling me that she's always been there for me through everything and that she would have forgiven me if it was the other way around. That's when I punched her. A small part of me felt guilty. I'm not the fighting type and that was probably evident in my last post, haha, but she retaliated by saying it's not my fault he was tired of you, and that's when I told her that I hope she ends up like her dog and that she deserves every bit of hate she's getting for ruining my relationship. I even apologized for not ruining her entire garden in her stupid face at first. I know I'm wrong for saying this, but the entire time, she was playing the victim. She called me evil and told me to rot in hell, kept saying I was punishing her over a mistake. I said, "You have no idea what you've put me through and I know you would have done the same thing if you were the victim." She kept crying and insulting me because all she's ever done was support me through everything, and I had the nerve to hurt her and allow strangers to bash her on the internet. I told her she deserved it and I don't want her talking to me ever again, and if she comes near me, I'm calling the police. She kept saying I was being extremely unfair and that she said she was sorry in her texts, but I wasn't having it. I told her to tell mom I'm not talking to her again either. She asked me if I was really going to cut her off like that, and I just wished her good luck with her unwanted child and told her to go home. That was the last time she walked off my porch. Anyway, I had to clean up my favorite vase because she smashed it, but it doesn't even matter. At least they're out of my life. However, it's weird how sad I feel now. It's for my own good, but damn, I'll never experience the bond we had again. On the bright side, it seems like I've dodged 2 bullets. Thanks again though everyone. Maybe I do need therapy. Last edit to say that my dad called not too long ago asking me to take every post down because according to my mother, my bitch sister is bawling her eyes out over mean people on the internet, as if I'm taking anything down. My dad's pissed about her pregnancy, but my mom continues to defend her by saying we need to chill out on her a little bit. This is why I'm not talking to her. Thanks again though, everyone. I'm exhausted and I need to worry about other things. We had our first and last date and it really hurts. We first met online exactly 4 weeks ago today. First we only texted, but very soon started to call each other almost every night. She said that she felt attraction after the very first lines of back and forth, and so did I, if cautiously. We soon exchanged pictures of each other and liked what we saw. Time really flew by when calling each other, often till late after midnight. She loved my voice, I loved hers. She was so transparent and honest with everything concerning us. As she ended a 13-year-long relationship just a few months ago, I was very aware of the fact that I could and shouldn't try to replace that, so to speak. Our coined motto was casually, but not arbitrarily. I'm not sure if that translation really fits. So after many calls we decided we should meet this week. I tried to brace for whatever outcome, and I also was expecting it to possibly be a little awkward for both sides at first. How could it not be? I half-jokingly acknowledged how uncommon it is to make a 2-hour-long drive to a strange man's house at night to meet him for the first time, but also expressed how flattering that amount of trust is. She sounded a little bit hurt when she said that I wasn't a stranger, but our conversation turned back to our usual joyous, intimate mood quickly. So, after a 2-hour-long drive, she finally rang my doorbell last night. I opened up, we hugged, and she settled into my couch. She seemed a little apprehensive, but that didn't worry me yet. After all, I was nervous, too. We talked a little, had a little bit of wine, and after a while she said she didn't feel attraction, that she wanted it to feel like our phone calls. That bar was set unfairly high, as we both agreed before meeting that the way we clicked with each other was just not normal, and that the way I talked to her was so familiar when she turned away from me. It also made her uncomfortable that the bit about her not being attracted to me left me fumbling for words. But how could I be just chatty after hearing that? I told her I felt pretty disappointed, that the last thing I wanted to do was to make her uncomfortable, and that it unfortunately just is what it is. She looked me in the eyes and, with a slightly sad tone in her voice, she remarked, "You're a stranger," in a way as that had just occurred to her. Ouch. She pondered whether she should stay for the night. She was very tired and had a little bit of wine, so I offered her my bed or the couch, but eventually decided to make the drive back home. We spent 3 hours together. There was no goodbye hug, but she asked me to text her later to make sure she got home safe. I did, and she did, and I told her I would miss her warmth and her voice, and she said she would miss me a lot as well. And just as I am about to finish, I get a text from her, that if I felt like it, I should text her to talk about everything, and there is nothing I want more than to talk to her, to undo last night, to be as we were for a little longer. I will miss you so much. I could really use a hug right now. Edit, I asked, and boy oh boy, did I receive. There were only 1 or 2 unhelpful among all of your comments so far, so a big shout out to everyone reaching a hand. Thank you, everyone. It truly helps to feel seen. I somehow managed to hit the gym and actually have a good workout, but after more texts between me and her, I'm not too good, but neither is she. I am welcome to get back to her at any time, and I probably will after I have done a lot of soul searching and focusing on myself. Time for a Lord of the Rings comfort watch and maybe a drink or 10. The road goes on and on.